The cut is done, it is color graded, the captions are clean, the client loved it on Thursday, and it is the best thing your team has shipped all quarter. And it has been sitting unpublished for 11 days because nobody can confirm the music is cleared. Hi, I'm Asher, and you're listening to Content is Currency. Today we are talking about the clearance queue, the place where finished, paid for, brilliant assets go to die, while a moment they were built for quietly passes them by. By the end of this episode, you will know how to stop treating rights clearance as the final gate and start securing it as an input, so nothing you finish ever waits in legal limbo again. Let's go. Here is what it actually costs. The asset is finished, so the expensive work is already spent. The team has mentally moved on to the next thing, and now it sits. Because clearance lives at the very end of the line. After everyone who could have answered the question is gone. Is that track license for paid social or only organic? Did the contributor sign a release or just not on camera? Is that stock clip cleared in perpetuity or for 1 year? Nobody knows, so it waits. And while it waits, the trend it was time to passes, the launch window closes, and the single best thing you made becomes a file in a folder that someone eventually marks as never published. Think about a kitchen with an allergy board. A bad kitchen checks for allergens at the pass, plate finished, customer waiting, chef squinting at a ticket, trying to remember if there was butter in the sauce. The food goes cold while someone runs to ask. A great kitchen checks every ingredient the moment it arrives at the door. By the time a dish is plated, every component on it is already known to be safe. Nothing is ever held at the pass. Clearance is the allergy check. Right now, you are running it at the pass, on the finished plate. It belongs at the door, on the ingredients. So why does clearance always end up at the end? Because it feels like a legal step, and legal steps feel like sign-off, and sign-off feels like something you do to a finished thing. It seems wasteful to clear a track before you know the edit will even use it. So the brief stays silent on rights, capture happens, the cut comes together, and only then, holding something real, does anyone think to ask whether they are allowed to publish it. Nobody is being careless. The producer is moving fast. Legal is protecting the brand. The editor is making it great. Each of them is right. But a process where the permission question is asked last by people who can only answer it slowly does not need a villain to jam. It just needs a finished file. The fix is to move clearance from a gate at the end to an input at the front. I call it the cleared bank, and it runs in 3 lanes. Lane 1, the cleared asset bank, a standing library of pre-cleared music, footage, fonts, and images that the bench pulls from, freely cleared once and used many times. Lane 2, rights baked into the brief. The brief names the rights status of every input before anyone captures a frame, so nothing uncleared ever enters production. Lane 3, the clearance owner and the fast lane. One named owner and a known turnaround for the rare bespoke clearance, so the occasional one-off has an SLA you can plan around. Stock it, brief it, own the exceptions. Let me walk each one. Lane 1, the cleared asset bank. Most of what you publish does not need bespoke clearance. It needs a track, a few stock shots, a font, and a couple of images. So clear those once, properly, and bank them. Build a standing library of music, footage, fonts, and images whose rights are already locked for the uses you actually run, paid and organic, in perpetuity. This is an upstream input to the library you built in episode 13, not a downstream gate on it. The bench pulls from the cleared bank the same way it pulls from the brand pack, freely without asking. Clearance done once, used 100 times. When the default ingredients are all pre-cleared, the overwhelming majority of finished assets sail straight past the queue because there is nothing left to ask. Lane 2, rights baked into the brief. The content brief is where a piece is born, so that is where its rights status belongs. For every input the brief names, it also names the rights before capture, not after. Is this track from the cleared bank or licensed bespoke? Is this contributor released in writing for these channels? Is this location cleared to film and publish? The brief from episode 13 already governs what gets made, so it carries the capture bank brief cut path from episode 12 forward by closing the rights question at the very first stage. Nothing enters production uncleared, which means nothing finished gets stuck. You are not adding a step. You are moving an answer from the end of the line where it stalls to the start where it costs nothing. Lane 3, the clearance owner and the fuss lane. Even with a stocked bank and a rights-aware brief, a few pieces will genuinely need bespoke clearance. A specific song, a real person, a one-off license. For those, two things. One named owner of clearance. A specific human the request routes to, not a shared inbox where it ages. And a published turnaround, a real SLA. So when something does need clearing, the team knows it takes 5 days, not an open-ended someday. That turns the rare exception from an indefinite wait into a scheduled task you can plan a launch around. The bank handles the many. The brief catches them early. The owner and the SLA make the rare one predictable, so even your bespoke clearances stop being the thing that holds the whole queue. Here is your week. Monday, list every finished asset stuck in clearance right now, all of them, and write down what each one is waiting on. Tuesday, start the cleared bank. Clear your top music and footage sources once for the uses you actually run, and put them where the bench can pull freely. Wednesday, add one rights line to the brief template. Every input names its rights status before capture. Thursday, name the clearance owner and publish the SLA for bespoke requests, so the rare one has a turnaround instead of a void. Friday, route one upcoming asset entirely through the cleared bank, brief to cut, and watch it publish the day it is finished. Clear it at the door, never at the path. I'm Asher. This was Content is Currency from Table 8. We'll see you next episode.